The seating capacity is 65,000 at City. Today we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here between the Miami Dolphins and the Detroit Lions. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds.
Jonah Jackson, former third-round pick, the guilty party.
Let's go now.
Back to throw here. Completing it here, Marvin Jones. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. That was nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now, that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
The Lions looking for that first win of the year. They were losers their last time out. Trying to get back in the win column, but obviously not an easy task here in a hostile environment.
Yeah, always tough to win away from home. But sometimes what you do is you use these types of games as bonding experiences and carry that into the contest.
Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 22 yards there, a first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 37-yard line. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And finally down he goes as they... Inside the 10 to the 7. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Running the jet sweep with Jones. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. This is caught. And in for the Lions touchdown.
Jason Kabinda.
His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Now a play fake. Lance. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. That's good for 28 yards. Somebody missed an assignment. He was waving his arms saying, hey, I'm wide open. They found him.
You think? You think? I mean, he was so wide open. Did you see he was just windmilling like he was Don Quixote or somebody out there? And then they found him for a really nice gain.
Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Off of play action, here's Lance. This will be caught. It's Waddle. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 22-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Meanwhile, Lance's throw complete here, pulled in by Brate. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
On second and very short, Lance. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker. And the Dolphins will take over possession here up at the 44. How big is that penalty? Wipe out the INT.
You'd hate to be the teammate that caused that penalty and wiped out the interception. You got to face that guy in the lock.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A great effort there, with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Jason Sanders now for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Here comes Khalif Raymond from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time out, Charles. Remember, they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
And he'll get about 3 here up to the 44-yard line. This defense for the Dolphins, they were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game. And I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one. But 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. but they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Man open, here is Jones. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big one there on third down. They hit for 30 yards.
There's the arm strength that we saw in college and during the scouting process. And really, it's not just the arm strength there, but the placement as well. To me, that was an excellent combination of arm talent and accuracy.
They'll roll him out right. Across the middle, he's got it complete to St. Brown. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Seven, our score after one. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. It's a quarterback sneak. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Extra bulk up front for second and inches. 3 tight ends. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. It's their cornerback. His second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Lions have taken the lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. After that last score we just saw, now 14-7, so a chance to march down the field here, try to tie this football game. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football, because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They're going to look to throw. Dancing to his left. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down and a 21-yard gain.
I haven't met a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder if he wasn't a first-round pick. They want to show the league that they made a big mistake. Determined to get the first down there, no hesitation at all to tuck it and go. I bet he would have tried running through their entire defense if it meant reaching that marker.
On first down, Gibbs. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. A 21-yard touchdown run. And the Lions have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game, and no signs of slowing down.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And it's now 21-7. Kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
On play action, Lance. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football.
Well, those have been a problem for them all season, but never quite as much as they have in these last few minutes. Let's count it up now. A pair of picks on his team's last 2 drives and double-digit interceptions this season. I don't care if you're the best in the game or an undrafted rookie. You've got to take better care of the football or you're going to cost your team chances.
And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
A CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but man, his first step is so quick too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. No wasted time from Channing Tindall on that play. He got back there in a hurry and met him to stop him for a loss.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
He'll look to throw. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. Well, Charles, in the past, a lot of people call this offense one-dimensional.
I think you did.
Well,
I think it was you.
I'll be honest, I did. I think the fan base is hoping with this young rookie that they can put some wrinkles in this offense like we just saw.
I think you're exactly right because we did have that discussion that what we've seen in the past from them, they needed to broaden, and they have done it here. Look at what he's bringing to their offense, and now as a defensive coordinator, you've got some extra work to do to prepare for him and their offense.
And he takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Second and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Gibbs. And here he'll get it down to the 7. The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Looking to throw. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Badgley able to punch this one through. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And Hill will opt for the touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, when we're having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45. Play action, now it's Lance. He's going to let this one go deep. Well, Lance throws the interception, his third. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll try the left side. Gibbs. It's a pickup of 3, and we have now arrived at the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 7, operating from the 34. They'll look to throw here. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Jalen Phillips able to record his 5th sack of the season. I think this defense, Charles, realizing the deficit they're facing, they're going to have to step up and make more plays like we just saw there.
Yeah, and those are the type of plays that can focus a defense because, as we know, they've had their trouble so far in this one. But they just proved to themselves that they can get to him, and I expect them to continue to bring that type of pressure in order to try and turn around their fortunes.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. Pretty woeful there, just 23 yards on the punt. And it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive. And they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
2nd down and 8. Lance going to throw. Open man is Waddle, complete. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this 1st half. 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. And going deep for Hill, and this is caught inside the 5. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Touchdown! A great play there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Dolphins get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead down to 10, 24-14.
Dolphins 14. Jake Bailey.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Already enjoying a two-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. He's airing it out for Williams. And this is taken in at the 5. And in for the Lions touchdown. Jamison Williams as the first half is winding down. And the Lions would extend their lead here just before halftime. Well, Charles, kind of the future of this franchise on display right there. You had a rookie throwing it, a rookie catching it, and taking it into the end zone.
Could you imagine if we were in the owner's box right now and we could look at the front office and see the grins on their faces, to see the present making plays and knowing what the future will bring with these youngsters going out and making big-time moments happen for this team.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. And going deep for Hill. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Dolphins down on the scoreboard, but they'll have it first as we get going in this third quarter. And the half will begin with a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. They fake the handoff. Now Lance. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football.
Tough one there. First drive in the third quarter, throw an interception, and now a chance that they could be in even a bigger hole if they can convert this into points.
Yeah, but how good do you feel if you're that defensive coordinator right now? Because you just know that the head coach looked at him and said, turn him loose, big man. And he'd be able to take a few extra chances playing with this type of a lead, and boy, it paid off.
They'll run on first down. It's Gibbs, and he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Warriors 17, 18, Roger, 18. Let's go, let's go.
2nd and 5. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Happy Ranger. 79 Broncos.
They'll drop to throw. Being chased out left. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Badgley's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Hill going to think better of bringing this one out, and the drive will start at the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Lance now to throw. That's going to be caught by Waddle. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, trying to get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. 11 yards there, just like last play.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And able to get this to the 31.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
From the 31, Lance. That's going to be caught. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They'll try to run this one in. Able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
2nd and goal from the 1. Wilson will score. Touchdown, Miami. He had the option to hand that football off. I think it's safe to say that he made the right decision. That was a heck of a run.
It certainly was, and when you mentioned the option, most people think the quarterback's not going to keep the ball. You know, in the NFL, that's usually not the recipe for being around too long. So when you do keep it, it often surprises the heck out of a defense.
Dolphins 21. Jake Bailey.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Here's Raymond bringing it out. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. So already not the best of kick returns there, but that penalty, that adds insult to injury and backs him up even closer to the goal line.
Yeah, not ideal field position to begin a drive, is it? Because the extra pressure now goes on the offense. They got to get some early yards and get away from the shadow of their own goalpost. What every offense wants to do in this situation, get 2 first downs to help out with field position at the least.
If this defense wants to stay in this ballgame, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do, and right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. Well, holding on to the lead at this stage in the second half, those are the types of plays you really want to try and stay away from.
And when you're a rookie, keeping your focus is something that you still have to work on all the time because there's so many distractions around you between the crowd noise and your coaches and your teammates.
And now here's another interception. Picked by Emmanuel Mosley. And the Lions are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
But based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. He'll look to throw. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That goes for a gain of 31. That's evidence of why you spend a high draft pick on a receiver, isn't it, Charles?
It certainly is. His ability to make plays like that, and we've seen flashes of it from him so far in his rookie season. But also, it opens things up for the rest of the offense because they have to bring their attention to him as well.
He could only get a yard after all that. It's 2nd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is because you got to get his attention because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And once again, the Dolphin defense holds firm as they'll stop him behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Three quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Dolphins 21.
The offense on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is third down and 12. They'll keep it on the ground. Gibbs. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for fourth down.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on first and second down and needing long yardage to try and pick up a first down. And they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on fourth down. But guess what? It all started with what happened on first and second down. Really put them behind the 8 ball.
Expect this from the visiting team when playing indoors, but not the home team.
They're supposed to get all the advantages, right? The home crowd's supposed to help them. They forgot where they were, perhaps.
6-yard attempt.
Badgley able to knock this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. So all things considered, that's not the final nail, but it does make things exceedingly difficult now on the other side.
Yeah, because obviously now with a 16-point game, the other guys don't need just 2 touchdowns. They need a couple of 2-point conversions as well. Plus they'll need either a turnover or an onside kick in there somewhere. So you're just adding to the list of things that need to happen in sequence. And it's going to be a pretty tall order this late in the game.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17. Well, there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing, the route running.
And my goodness, another interception. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Here's Badgley now to try to end the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10. And throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. On the move past the 40. He's still on his feet. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, give that water break and get on out there and play.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Lions are able to cover this one up. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down.
Oh, he caught it. Just couldn't get the feet down. Couldn't get that toe tap sequence, right? I was ready to call him tippy toes if that one was completed.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. On play action, they'll throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that, right?
Yeah, he said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
And going deep for Hill. It got his man complete. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. Throwing on 1st down is Lance. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Partner, they've been aggressive, airing it out all game long, and no better evidence than those last 2 snaps. They weren't going to beat this coverage, though, 2 plays in a row, and that one falls incomplete.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Lance. Gonna look deep for Wilson. And this is incomplete. Oh, that looked like a sure 6 points. But he could not get that to stick, and that is a golden opportunity wasted there.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Now Lance. Over the middle and complete to Waddle. And he is stopped just short on 3rd down. Got 9 yards, but needed 10. Desperation time here. Lance. And it's going to be batted down. And will go the other way with the football. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And the Lions will take over. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
A loss of 1 brings up 3rd down and 11.
Let's go now.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 11.
Dragon 60.
Now back to throw. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. This one certainly has not gone according to script. You would have thought on paper that this offense would have its way here, but they certainly have not, and they trail big. After this, it figures to be a quiet trip home. From the 36, Lance steps away to his left. And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
That's an excellent job right there on third down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's fourth down.
Lance and company going on fourth down. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Gibbs, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Man open, here is Jones. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. On first down, Gibbs, and he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 72 yards rushing for him now to this point. 4 yards remain on second down, ball on the 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. He rifles one that's intercepted. Brandon Jones picking it off. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Dolphins touchdown. Well, part of this defense now with multiple interceptions in this game, but this time they say turnabout is fair play because, remember, they had a pick six on the other side, and now they get a pick six of their own.
Yeah, they actually added to some of their nice play throughout this ball game. A good effort by them to secure another interception on this one. A better effort to take it all the way back for 6. And how about an exceptional effort to match their opposition's pick six from earlier in this game.
And that one is caught. So they convert here, and don't look now, but this one's back to a one-score game.
Jake Bailey set to kick off.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fields this way up at the 17. They go down to a knee and a sigh of relief as they are into the win column for the first time this year. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really, really a stellar performance.
So for Detroit, they've had a rough go of it, but they finally pick up their first win of the year. And they'll get another home date next week as the Packers will come to town. Meanwhile, for Miami, they'll fall to 5-3 with a loss. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears.